Good morning everyone. Let us start our today's class with new topic, that is fundamentals of Java language. In previous class I taught you about that how to create a just simple Java program by using BlueJ platform. Now today we will discuss some more important topic about the Java language, and these things are fundamentals. By fundamentals means the basic items, the basic needs to design any Java program. So first of all, there is tokens. I hope you all are having books in your hand. Please keep your book in your hand, because when I will teach you all, then it will be more clear when you are having book in your hand. So let us start with the topic tokens. What is token? Token is the smallest individual unit of any program. In biology you heard a term cell. As the cell is the smallest individual unit, in the same manner computer is also having a smallest individual unit, and that is tokens. Tokens are one of the most important fundamentals of Java language. By this we are starting, or we are designing our program. In tokens there are four important parts. The first one is identifier. Second, keywords. Third, constants. And fourth, variable. These four are the tokens which are used in Java languages. Constant is further categorized into numeric constant and non-numeric constant. Now we will discuss one by one two of. First of all, identifiers. What is identifier? By the name it is very clear that it is used for identify anything. Okay, that means suppose you are giving a name to the class XYZ. XYZ identifies that which type of class you are designing. Suppose you have written class pen. Now which type of class you are having? Pen, car, animal. Whenever you are giving any name, that means it identifies that which type of item you are making or which type of thing you are going to design. So that's why identifier. An identifier that we use in a program may be composed of any combination of letters A to Z, that means capital A to Z, then small a to Z. If we talk about the identifiers, that identifiers will be designed from combination of capital A to Z, combination of A to Z. The first one is smaller one and the second one is the bigger one. Then some special symbols also you can use, special symbols in identifiers. Suppose you want to give the name to your class like this, Abhinav Singh. When you give this name, it is not acceptable in programming. Why? Because there is space. Which is not acceptable. To write this in the same manner, you should have used one special symbol, and you can say here I am using underscore. Underscore will work as a special symbol over here. So identifiers gives you the facility of these things. Okay. The next one is an identifier should be a Java keyword. Java identifier can be any of length. Second point in identifier is that it should be a Java and symbol. It is going to be designed with the use of Java keywords. Okay, an identifier should not be a Java keyword. What is keyword? I'll tell you over here. But first of all, you should have to keep in your mind whatever the reserved keywords are there, you cannot use as a identifier. That means you cannot use as a name. I think in previous class I explained about it. Now here, you can give any length for making the name of any file. Please keep in your mind, whatever length of the file you want to give, you can give using identifier. So this is the explanation for identifier. Identifier what? Let us revise once again. What is identifier? Identifier basically used to identify any file or name. Identifier is used to give name to the file. Then after that, capital A to Z, small a to z, special symbols have to be used to create any identifier. That means the name. Then it can be of any size. That means there is no limitation of the size. So you can give your own size. You can give your whole family name to a class. Okay. Next one, keywords. One thing more. Identifier cannot be a keyword. Keyword, that means the word which are reserved for some special meaning, that cannot be used as a identifier. So these 3 points you should have to be in your mind. The next one is keywords. Now what is keywords? Keywords are the reserved words. These are the reserved words which is reserved for some special work. Like yesterday I made one program. In that program I have written import java.io.star, then public class Abhinav. Now see here, this import or this public cannot be a name because this is keyword. This is keyword. Keep in your mind, these two are keywords. Keywords. So that's why you cannot use this as a class name. And keywords, as I told you, it is also known as reserved words. Okay? So except import, public, there are many keywords like void, main, int, float, static. There are many keywords. So you should have to ignore to make any keywords as a identifier. So keywords are what? Keywords are the reserved words which are used in the program for special work. And these values, its values are predefined. Okay? So keep in mind, keywords are the reserved words which are used in the program for some special work, and that word meaning is predefined to the compiler. Okay? Now the next one is constant. I think you heard about this constant because you all are mathematics students, and constant is a common term which we are using in mathematics. Constant means whose values cannot be changed throughout the program or throughout the question. Suppose you have written 10, 20, that means these values are fixed. 10 cannot be called as 12, 20 cannot be called as 21, 10.5, 20.2.65. These are constant values which cannot be changed throughout the program. So constants are what? The constants are those values which are fixed, which are having fixed value, and that cannot be changed throughout the whole execution of program. Okay. Now in constant we are having two terms, numeric constant and non-numeric constant. Now what it is? Numeric constant means numeric values like 10, 12, 15, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3.5, minus 4.5, minus 6.555. So these are known as what? Numeric constant. Numeric constant whose values are fixed to the compiler and cannot be changed throughout the program. Okay. Now numeric constant, it is of two types. It is also of two types, which you are going to read it in the senior classes. The first one is real one and the second one is fractional one. Okay. If you want to note, you can note also. It is also further categorized in two one. The first one is real and second one is fractional. Okay. In real one only real integers can be taken. Real means there will be no fractional part. Like 10, 20, 12, 13, minus 14, minus 15, these types. And if you talk about the fractional, then 10.2 and all. Minus 10.2, that means everyone which is in fractional part. Okay, keep in mind. Now the second one is non-numeric constants. Non-numeric constants are those which are not having any numeric value. Now let me explain this. Non-numeric one, that means like alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F. Then after that Ashu, Ankita. But one thing you have to keep in your mind, if more than one character, then in double quotes. If single character, then it should be in a single quotes. More than one character, that means it should be in a double quotes. More than two characters, or we can say more than one character, then in that case double quotes. Single character, single quotes. More than one character, double quotes. Okay, so keep in mind. So this is called non-numeric constant. It is also of two types. The first one is character and the second one is string. Now the last one is variables. Now this is what? As we are having constant values. Constant values, that means their values cannot be changed throughout the program. But in variables what happens? Suppose you have taken int x. Now x is what? This x is variable over here. And variable can vary time to time because its value is not fixed. Suppose you have written int x equals to 10 and in the next statement you have written int x equals to x into x. That means in this one the value of x, in this one the value of x is 10, but in this one same value x equals to 10 into 10 becomes 100. That means the value of x fluctuates. Value of x is fluctuating. Okay. So that's why we say that the variables are not fixed values. Their values can be varied time to time. Now, how variables are defined and how it is initialized? Now I tell you. Suppose in a program, suppose here I am making a small program. Okay. Let us understand it with one small program. Suppose public class add. You are making a program of add. Then in this one, public static void main string args. Then after that, int a equals to 20, b equals to 10 and c equals to 0. In C, I am going to take the result. C equals to a plus b. Now what will happen? The 20 and 10 will add together and the result will be stored in C over here. Okay. So now, what is initialization? When I am assigning a value 20 in A, that is known as initialization. Here, suppose I have not given anything. Okay, so I am just calling a variable C with no value. Here, I am initializing 20 into A. Okay, so simply if I say int x, that means I have called x in integer. But whenever I am assigning any value into it, that means I am initializing a value into x or any variable. Okay. And if you want to print it, then the same procedure, system dot out dot print sum of A and B is equals to bracket close plus C. Because here you are not going to print the result directly. You should have to take the results from here. So that's why plus sign is used here after this statement. This statement will come after that. Whatever the addition is being performed over here, it will give you the result over here. Okay. So this is the full explanation of fundamentals of language. Hope you all liked it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.